Hi, my name is Danielle, and today we'll be doing a seated chair crunch. This exercise really targets your abdominal muscles, but more specifically your rectus abdominus, which is right in front. Strengthening this muscle really helps to prevent your risk of low back pain and just overall help with your posture. To execute this exercise, we'll be scooting to the edge of our seat as far as we can. Okay, and we want to make sure that our chairs are safe and sturdy and that the area around us is free of clutter and we have enough room to do our exercise. If you're sitting at your desk, you can go ahead and extend your legs and hook your toes under your desk just to provide some more stability, but we will be just leaving our feet planted on the floor, keep our thighs parallel to the ground, and have a 90-degree angle with our knee. Okay, and we're going to be sitting up straight. We're going to make sure our chest is nice and open, that our shoulders are pulled back and down, and that we keep the natural curves of our spine while remaining straight. Okay, and to execute this exercise, we're going to have our hands come to our opposite shoulder and just lightly rest, crossing them across our chest. And we're going to have two variations of this. To make it a little less difficult, we're going to leave our hands on our thighs, and we're going to keep them on the top of our thighs and just keep them palms down. To add some more difficulty, with the cross of our hands, we're going to hold a ream of paper or a binder or a book or any type of weight that you have available to you. Okay, and as we get ready to start, we're just going to extend our back, lean back as far as we can. We're going to touch our back to the top of our chair, and then we're going to flex forward and maintaining our breathing throughout the entirety of this exercise. Okay, ready, begin. Okay. And we're just going to go down slowly, about 2 seconds for each one. We're going to go down 2, up 2, just to make sure that we're not going too fast and we're getting the full benefit of this exercise. Okay, notice how they're keeping their spines straight throughout the whole thing. A good way to visualize this is to imagine being strapped to a 2x4, and though we are straight, we're keeping the natural curves of our spine, but we're not going to be sagging at all while we're doing this exercise. Okay. Notice how they're keeping their feet planted on the floor throughout the whole thing, not lifting them at all, to the best of our ability. Notice how Al is just resting his hand on his shoulders. He's not grabbing his shoulder and pulling them forward, just resting them lightly. Notice how Josh is keeping his hands on his thighs and just having them glide back and forth. And notice how Tyler is not holding his ream of paper away from him, but rather close to his chest. Okay, notice their cervical spine alignment, their chin is up and elevated, and a good way to imagine this is to imagine having a ball under your chest, under your chin, but between your chest, and you don't want to squish that ball at all, so you want to make sure your chin is nice and elevated throughout the whole thing. Okay, we're going to be doing 2 to 3 sets of 8 to 10 repetitions of this exercise, or until you're unable to perform with good form. We want to make sure as we're moving throughout this exercise that we're going straight forward and straight back. We're not going to be twisting at all for this. And that is how you complete a seated chair crunch.